up, Raider Nation? It's your boy Samoan Raider back at it again with another episode of the Samoan Raider Show. Man, it feels good to be back. You know, it's a victory week all week until Monday Night Football. But today, we're going to talk about Brock Bowers, his injury status, and whether or not having him in the game is going to affect the Raider in this offense. We're also going to recap last week's game, just talk about it, interact with you guys, interact with the chat. Also talk about next week's matchup or this week's matchup coming up on Monday Night Football, prime time. But first and foremost, man, I want to give a shout out to the chat real quick. Just want to acknowledge this chat one time. Black Sheep, I see you up in the building. And Dark Side, North Side, yes, sir. But yeah, man, of course, I'm not going to be doing this alone today. I actually got me a guest today, so I got to give it over to the Big Oos, none other than the Big Oos, my Oos, and the fakest Raider fan out there. Shout out to the Big Oos, Joe Morley Oos, man. Welcome to the shows. How you feeling, man? How you feeling this week?
Like you said, it's 1-0. We get to party this all week. We get to, until somebody beats us, we're undefeated. We're undefeated.
Oos, we're 1-0 right now. Oos, we're second in the AFC West, too. Saying, I mean, the whole AFC West right now is undefeated. So, not undefeated. 1-0. Other than those guys chilling on the bottom, Oos, you know, them Chiefs. But you know, that being said, first and foremost, man, I want to ask you, man, like going into this week, I know you're gonna be at the game, right? You're planning to go to this game? Oh, it's gonna be a big week. And you know what's kind of crazy is I've seen some sources out there, some reports. I don't know how true it is, but it seems like it's gonna be over 80% to 90% Raider fans in the building. About damn time, Moose. We get to see a lot of Raider fans out there, but it's gonna be a lot of Raider fans than Charger fans. But you know, I don't think that's anything new, to be honest with you.
I was gonna be like, because Chargers don't even have enough to like get 20% of the stadium, right?
That is true. That is true, though. That is true. These are the weeks.
Where do they get all these stats? Like, is it from like how you type your address in and you buy the ticket? Is that what it's from? Because there's still a lot of
true. Yeah, I don't know how you determine whether or not you're the Raider fan or the Charger fan, right? When you're buying tickets, but it's a crazy stat in general, I'd say. But I don't think it's anything new. Of course, we're going into this week 1-0. They're going into this week 1-0. So I know a lot of Raider fans are hyped up, especially in the beginning of the year. You and I have seen it plenty of times in Vegas before that these early games, everybody's hyped up. It's just what this team's going to look like during the season, whether or not Raider fans want to show up or not. But I think everybody's hype right now is at all-time high because we took that W. But I ain't complaining, you know. But real quick, I want to give a shout. Go ahead.
It's going to be nice. It's going to be nice to be able to walk in there and be around just Raider fans, like and be loud and crazy. It's Monday night against a division opponent. It's Pete Carroll's birthday, right? On Monday night.
Oh, it is, huh? What is he, 21? 22?
For the fifth time?
For real, though. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I didn't even know it was his birthday, but, you know, the best birthday gift is to get that W, especially over here in Vegas. But we took care of business last week, which we'll get to in just a little bit. But first and foremost, I want to acknowledge the chat one time for the one time. Shout out to everybody that joined the live stream just recently. Hit that like button if you guys haven't already, man. Of course, Demetrio up in the building, Swift Raider, J Dog, Daniel, Cali Raider live. Yes, sir. I see y'all in the building, Dark Side, North Side. And Jose. What's up, Moose? I agree with some of chatting in, let man run with it. Bowers got to keep his recovery to celebrate coach's birthday. Okay. All right. Dark Raider, I see you up in the building. He says, do y'all think that he'll be out Monday? LBC in the house. Yo, shout out to the LBC. California, baby. But real quick, I want to get into that because I think that's the main thing that I want to talk about today is Brock Bowers. Now, that last game, honestly, when I was live streaming, I didn't know that he went out, but you know, he tweaked his knee a little bit. They sat him out for the rest of the game. And it's because, like, we didn't really need him to. And I know that Pete Carroll was addressed and asked about this, and he said that Brock Bowers wanted to get back into the game, but they didn't need him to. And then throughout the whole week, I thought that, Bowers should be good this week. But there's a lot of reports going around, and I've seen some reports that he might be day-to-day. And then he showed up at practice today, according to Jesse Merrick. Brock Bowers wasn't practicing today. As he works his way back from a knee injury he suffered versus the Patriots. Status is up in the air for the home opener versus the Chargers, but he told us he hopes to play. So with that being said, What is your thoughts on the whole Brock Bowers injury, and do you feel like he'd be ready for week one? Oh, week two, the home opener.
I think, well, yeah, everything that came out today, it said that he is planning on playing. He had what a black brace, or not like a full brace, but like
Like a knee
one of
pad?
those little knee. Not, I wouldn't even say it's a knee pad, just like a pullover black thing over his leg today at practice. And then, like you said, they said if we needed him against the Patriots, he probably would have came back in. Everything that I've read online is like they've already ruled out like major, like some of the, there's online doctors that watch the film and they're like, oh, it's not a major, it's not an MCL, not a
Yeah,
something happened. He tweaked it, and it's going to bother him for the whole season. And this is a big division game. This is a big Monday night game, and Brock Bowers wants to be out there for the team. So I think he's just going to take it slow. And the good thing is he doesn't have to ramp it up this week because the game is on Monday night and it's a late Monday night game. So
that's true.
here's how I always read the injury report. So if you guys are new to injury reports and you guys are watching and looking at injury reports, you got to look at when they practice. If they practice this week, the Raiders are kicked back another one. But normally on a Sunday game, if they practice, they can be limited all week. But if they practice Friday and they practice Saturday, or at least limited in it, I usually go they're playing in that game. So
Mhm.
I want to see how Brock Bowers gets to the weekend, but I expect him to play. I expect him to play.
Yeah, same here. I don't think he's gonna miss any time, especially in a game like this, is because it's gonna be a really, really big game, not only just for Brock Bowers, but for this team, for this Raiders team. We beat the Patriots, and a lot of people, to their surprise, it was kind of a surprise. But going into a divisional game like this, it's a huge one, and it's going to be a big test for this team and this offense. And maybe the Raiders don't need him, but I feel like if he's able to at least go at 80% or even 75%, I'd put him out there. I know a lot of other people might think otherwise, but Pete Carroll even said that they're going to be monitoring everything right now. So hopefully throughout the week, like you said, he gets in there. Even if they're just going to rest him until Monday night, as long as he's ready to go, I'd put him out there. My biggest question for you, is if he does not play and if he's not ready to go and they just sit him out for this game, how confident are you in the offense? And does this affect this team at all in this game, especially for Geno Smith and everybody else on the offensive side of the ball?
Well, going into the game, you already know it's going to be a tough battle. That Charger defense is no joke. It's a pretty damn good defense, a good run defense. Would so I think it was going to be hard already. But what I saw when Brock Bowers went out of the game, I think it actually opened up Geno Smith just a little bit more, where he was actually looking at more of the weapons that we've had and
Yeah,
finding more guys. Because if you saw in the first quarter, like he was zoned in on Brock Bowers, right? Like he even threw a
yeah,
bad interception because he was only looking at Brock. So this might be good to open it up and let Geno see some of the guys. I mean, it's never good to lose your main weapon,
yeah.
but we have some guys and some playmakers, and Michael Mayer is not he's no slouch either. Michael Mayer is a top tight end in this league too. He's like
Yeah,
he before Brock Bowers was Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer was tearing it up right there the year before, right?
that's
As
true.
the best tight end in college. So there you go. We have this is why I didn't want to trade Michael Mayer, is because we could have that 1-2 punch at tight end, and if something
Bro.
happened, but I think it's going to be a tough battle, but you never want to lose your top weapon. But I think the Raiders will be okay because the main thing the Raiders are working on is that run game. And if they don't get that run game going, it don't matter if you have Brock Bowers or not.
For reals though, I agree with everything that you said, especially with the passing attack. It's great to have Brock Bowers out there, but if he doesn't go there, I'm not really worried about this offense, only because of what we seen last week, right? With Geno Smith and seeing how that offense was able to move in the rain, nonetheless. I think we'd be okay without him, but having him out there is like a huge plus for us. And for me, of course, I would love to have everybody out there against the Chargers because I want to whip their ass every single time we play them, but. Like I said, I don't think it's not a big loss for the Raiders if we don't. But to your point, that running game though, that running game is definitely got to stand out a lot more, especially with Ashton Jeanty. And funny enough, Ashton Jeanty kind of spoke on his early struggles in this game and was asked in today's press conference, I believe so, and he said that he got to do a better job making reads. He's got to make better reads throughout the game, and that's one thing that I kind of got on him for, I guess. Not really saying that, he's going to be bad moving forward, but I felt like there were a couple of runs where he could have just hit the hole, or a different hole. I don't know how I'm saying that right, but there was some holes that he missed that he could have seen, but he just ran straight into the offensive line. Now, I will say that the offensive line didn't help as well, so I feel like this game in general, even without Brock Bowers or with him, that running game is going to be huge. But before we get into that, I want to talk about last week's game, Moose, because I know that I kind of talked about my thoughts on the game, but I want to get your thoughts on the Raiders Week 1 matchup with the Patriots. Going into that game, did you expect what you've seen in this game, and what really stood out to you?
Hey, before we get in there, somebody said you're tripping if you think Brock Bowers is not a big loss for us. I don't think we're saying that it's not a big loss for us.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying, I think you were saying that if the Raiders lose this game, it's not that big of a loss because it's early season with Brock Bowers out. But
yeah. My whole
the way the offense,
yeah.
yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was gonna say my whole thing. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying like he's not a big he's not a big factor to this offense, because yeah, he's the number one receiving weapon for sure. But I'm just saying, just seeing what this team was able to do last week. Geno Smith, spreading the ball around. Brock Bowers isn't our only weapon there. He's just like the cherry on top because he's that great, right? But if we do lose him, or we're not able to have him in this game, we have a lot of other weapons out there. We've seen Jacoby Myers, of course. Michael Mayer could pick up the slack there, and hopefully the running game gets going. But we still got Dante Thorne, Trey Tucker. The list goes on. Like even
Yeah.
Geno Smith said today, people are saying that we have no weapons, but he was able to throw what? He was able to come together for what, 362? 362, and we had like what, six different receivers with over 20 plus yards. So I mean, I'm just saying, if Brock Bowers sits, I don't think the offense should be that bad, but that's just my opinion. News.
I mean, of course, everybody's going to say it's a big loss, and they're going to put it on there because they're going to look at the name Brock Bowers, and that's it. But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, there's 11 guys that are on the field that need to step up and do their job, next man standing. So I mean, of course, you're gonna just pick that one name and be like, oh, and find the excuse if you can find the excuse. But to go back to last week's game, and to go back to why Jeanty is struggling, or why his stats didn't look as good as what people wanted it to, is 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 exactly what you said, and exactly what Gino touched on today. That the Raiders don't have the weapons, and you could say like they did good. Like Jacoby Myers had what 8 catches. Dante Thornton had that big catch in there. Trey Tucker had the touchdown. But when defenses are looking at the film, there's nothing that really scares them besides Brock Bowers, right? In the passing game, everybody else, they can be like, we can put single guys on it, and that's basically what the Patriots did. We're going to stack the box, and we're not going to let you have Jeanty do it, and we're going to blitz you. We're going to send an extra guy until you can beat us in the pass, and that's what they did last week. Geno Smith was able
Yeah.
to beat him in the passing game, and that's what teams are going to do to the Raiders, and that's what the Chargers are going to do against the Raiders. Is they're going to make Geno beat him, and they're going to make this wide receiver core beat him, and until there is respect, until they are respected and they move back. This is something that Darren Waller told me a couple years ago when the Raiders were in that mist where they had like they had no wide receivers, and he was like our best passing option. And he goes, nobody fears our wide receivers. They stacked the box against Josh Jacobs. This is kind of the same situation that we're in right now.
Yeah. Do you feel like what you say the same situation because we don't have receivers that anybody fear? Do you still feel that sentiment, or do you feel like they'll pay a lot more attention or respect our receiving game without Brock Bowers?
Well, it's only week one. We've only Geno Smith he's only proven it one time.
That's
Uh,
true.
until this team continues to do it, and Geno Smith continues to do it, Jacoby Myers continues to do what he's doing. Dante Thornton shows that he is an actual threat in this league, and then we start getting that respect. Then defense will start backing up, and they will start respecting the pass, and then Jeanty in the run game will just smack them around.
No, yeah, no, yeah, I agree with you on that. Now I see.
Because you saw the every time they did the play action, how bad the defense came up. Like
Bro,
they're giving
bro.
Jeanty more respect than he should as a rookie right now. Like they're treating Jeanty like he's a 10-year pro out there, like just dominating the
Yeah.
league, and that, which is great. But that just shows you how much disrespect that they have for Jacoby Myers and the rest of these weapons on offense.
No, for sure. And that was crazy because I remember seeing just how many times we were like doing the play action. I was like, oh damn. But the fact that Geno still had like a clean pocket, and was able to like deliver some accurate balls. I was like, oh damn, man, it's been a while since we've seen that. But we'll see what the Chargers do this week if they're going to respect the run or even the pass a little bit more, and it opens up the run because I'm expecting some big things. Hopefully this week from Ashton Jeanty, especially from Geno Smith. You know, Geno Smith in a dome, you know, controlled environmentals is a different level. So if we got to see 362 last week, I mean, who knows what we'll see what we'll see this week though. But yeah, I see a lot of people in the chat. Let me see. Uh, some people are saying this is a must win. Yeah, I think this is a must win. I'm not saying that I want to lose this game or this will be a big loss for the Raiders, but just for the mere fact that it's a divisional game. But another loss that
Well,
we had. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
well, here's the big thing of it. You never want to say early in the season's a must-win game, but here's the thing: the way the Chargers schedule is set up for them, it's set up good for them because they played the Chiefs last week, which they got the win. If they beat us, they're 2-0 in the division, and guess who they're playing next week? The Denver Broncos.
Broncos. Yeah, they
So
got
there's
three
a chance
divisional
that
games. Yeah,
if we don't win this game, there's a chance that the Chargers can jump up 3-0 in the division in 3 weeks, and
that's
and
true.
then that's hard to come by.
No, that is true. No, for sure. But another player that we lost in this game that I know not a lot of people are really bringing up is the Landon Roberts too. He's another guy that's kind of on the same boat as Brock Bowers right now. That he's day to day. They're monitoring how everything's looking, but he's another guy that could be ready to go at the home opener. But how do you feel about that injury? And do you feel like that would be a huge loss on the defense side of the ball, or do you feel like linebacker room should be solid with or without him?
I like Landon Roberts. I think he's a great run stopper, and I think he's a hard hitter. And um, I mean, when he went out, you saw what the White could do. You saw Jamal Adams was our highest rated guy this week. But I think Landon Roberts is the guy that sets the tone, and it's a guy that can come in there and lay some people out. So I think if we do miss him, it is a loss to us. But the way our defense is set up right now, and the way that Pete Carroll brought these guys in, is they are a run stop defense. Like they want to
Yeah,
stop the run and go at it. So I mean, will we be okay without Roberts? I think yes, because the way that the other guys have stepped up, especially Pratt and White and Adams, I think we'll be okay for a game or so. But I would I I was waiting. Like I was like I said, Raider Nation's gonna fall in love with the Landon Roberts once they see him like start hitting and knocking people out. So I do want him back. I want Landon Roberts on the field this weekend.
sure, same here. But we did see like it was great, like you said. It was great to see Devin White and them step up, Jamal Adams step up, and the fashion that they did. It was shout out to I had the comment over here. Where was it at? Oh, okay. What do you think about this? Raider Jimmy Barbecue says I think Jeanty will have more passes out the backfield this game and more yards rushing. And then he also says that this is a divisional home opener game. We have to just win, baby. Let's fucking go. But what do you think about that stat line with Jeanty? Do you think that he's gonna have a bigger game on the ground and even in the air?
I said that after the game on Sunday is he only had 2 receptions. I want more. I want him involved in the passing game. Yes, that's isn't that what we want? That like one of the reasons that we had brought Chip Kelly in here. But I just saw Lewis in the comments say the same thing that I was thinking too. I said it yesterday. Mozart was inactive in that game.
That is true.
As
Yeah.
much as you like Zamir White, or we want to get behind Zamir White, he's not the change of pace kind of back. Raheem Mostert is. Raheem Mostert and Jeanty could cause problems together against the defense. So I would like to see Raheem Mostert. I would like to see their backs. But part of me is wondering if the Raiders, if this was still a vanilla almost type of offense for the Raiders. Yeah, they kind of mixed it up, but they kind of knew that who was coming up week 2. They kind of thought they could squeak through this game without showing too much. And I really think the Raiders could have fed the ball to Ash and Jeanty a lot more, but I kind of feel like they didn't because of who was coming up this week. And why put so much on a rookie week 1 when you don't have to? And why were they? Save them when they know a big division game was coming up.
Yeah.
That's how I was feeling a little bit.
I feel like they were trying to utilize him more. I mean, yeah, what 19 carries? That's a solid workload right there. But I feel like it didn't open up a lot, and I know you could blame a lot of different things, whether it's Ashton Jeanty or this offensive line. Now, it's crazy because I look at these games with like the eye test just off of my just off my eyes. I don't go and dive into film like that, like everybody else and all that, and dive in like, oh, the offensive line did this, they look better in this. But from what I've seen and just from what I was watching, is tell me if I'm wrong, but like to me, I felt like the offensive line didn't open up a lot of holes for them, and I feel like they did struggle. Yeah, they had their moments of being pretty good out there, but for the most part, I felt like the Patriots did a great job of stacking the box and just getting to Jeanty, especially in the second half of the game. And do you feel like this offense is going to be one of the biggest reasons why we lose games or struggle? Or do you feel like it was just one game and they actually played better than they did?
Well, I think people got to remember that it takes time for an offensive line to gel together. And uh, JPJ was going through his stuff in the offseason, whatever was going through him, and they were moving him back from center to guard and moving him around. Parham has had questions in the last year, so I think just getting it back together, and it is new offense. Once they start gelling, I think they'll be all right. Um, but hey, Jeanty, one thing that Jeanty did amazing was his pass pro. Like you don't see rookie running backs. Sometimes rookie running backs get switched out on
I
pass
did
plays
see that. Yeah, you know what? I
because
did
they
see
can't
that.
pick it up. But I don't. I think this offense is good enough. Um, but we'll find out this week because I think this defensive line of the Chargers is a lot better than the Patriots.
Oh,
This
bro.
defensive line is going to bring it. So we'll find out this week of how we really fare against the team right now. But I think I don't. The offensive line was bad, and there was times where they were bad, but I don't think it's as bad as what we're portraying it to be, or how it's
Yeah.
being portrayed.
No, 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 for sure. Okay. Because I feel like I have some confidence in this offensive line moving forward to hopefully get better, and that we open up more holes for Ashton Jeanty and just protect Geno Smith a lot more. I know Geno Smith got sacked 4 times in this game, but like I said, at the end of the day, it's just one game. It's hard to like not get too high or too low off of just one game because we know as Raider fans are always emotional and we're always going to take things a lot serious than other people. But I want to ask you two questions real quick for this game, real quick. The Patriots game. Who stood out to you? Who impressed you the most? And then who are you worried about that you're going to go into this game with after that first game?
Who impressed me the most, I would say Thomas Booker because that was one of the guys I was going into the game watching. Um, he had 5 quarterback pressures himself from a defensive tackle, and everybody knows we lost Christian Wilkins this year. Earlier, they released him because he wanted to kiss some people's foreheads and stuff. So we know the interior pressure hasn't been there, and something that we've been trying to work on since we've had Max Crosby. And so that impressed me. And actually, just moving the defensive line around and moving Max around and moving Tyree around was impressive, especially in the second half. But I like Thomas Booker. I know a lot of people were upset over that trade because of Jacorian Bennett, but watching him, he impressed me a lot. So that got. I mean, if you guys didn't watch him, hopefully he can continue to build as the season
Yeah.
goes and becomes that playmaker that we need.
Yeah, he did look good though. So I will give you that. Anybody that worried you? Or I guess you're going to keep an eye on this week to see if they do better.
Uh, I mean, just the main thing is that offensive line that that we're worried about.
Yeah.
Uh, like a lot of people would say that our secondary, but I thought the secondary was on some of these guys, and there's
They did
some of them were just
moves.
good throws.
They did pretty good. Shout out to Spider Mac in the chat. Kyle Blue Kelly was a guy that really stood out to me. It was like I didn't think highly of him. I'm not saying that he's an elite cornerback or whatnot, but I'm just saying just from what we've seen in this game and just seeing how like he was just hip to hip with a lot of these receivers. He was sticking Stephon Diggs pretty well. Even on that PI call, like he played he played some good defense on that. It was and I was just surprised that like, damn, that's all like damn, they just trying to help the Patriots out. But at the end of the day, we took the dub, so I don't think we really have to worry about it. But yeah, I mean, Kyle Blue Kelly did really well. Cornerbacks, I think, really did good. So shout out to Jose though. He had a question. Who's we got to find a way to keep Bosa from breaking the line. Who's how do we do that this week?
It's very simple. Bosa won't be there, so we're good.
Don't worry, he's not going to be at the stadium, so he's not going to break any
I think
line.
Bosa's going to be like way across the country. Like we'll
How
be
about
on.
this? He doesn't take the plane right to Vegas. That's how we break it. It was. Now, shout out to my boy Jose, man, one of the members of the channel, though. But I see that I was like, I don't. in my head, I was like, Bosa's not on the team. It was, he played for the Bills, I believe. So I think somebody else brought it up. 50 plus
Oh,
media brought it up as well.
but Thule is good.
They
Mac
do.
is good. They'll be coming.
Khalil Mack, I don't know what it is, but Khalil Mack always seems to turn it up like a little notch when he plays the Raiders, rightfully so, though, I thought
But we
this
don't
would,
have a quarterback that's just going to drop in the pocket anymore either.
yeah, shoot, Gardner Minshew.
Oh, were you talking about Minshew? Oh, I was talking about
Who were you talking about? Who's
Mac.
everybody's favorite quarterback? Who's don't talk about him. Who's gonna get me canceled up in here?
Hey, but Geno Smith, right? Like
Hey,
there
who's
was people. I remember there was. Hey, here's a joke for you. Like if Aiden O'Connell didn't get hurt, just imagine how good he would have done last week, right? Some people were naming Aiden O'Connell the starter over Geno Smith in training camp. Come on, come on,
come on? Who's I
come
don't
on.
I
Give
remember
Geno
that
some respect.
that was kind of that was kind of crazy though. But yeah, Bosa's on the Bills. Damn, I lost my train of thought with what I was gonna say because that kind of caught me off guard though.
You still thinking about Joe? What's his name? Joey Bosa.
Joey Bosa, man, haunting us, man, for many years, dog. Oh man. So okay, well, before I move on, let's see. We're not losing to. Oh, because on Pete's birthday, yeah, we're gonna take that win. We're
Yeah.
gonna win. Well, that's how I feel.
Wise Rooster. I posted a video about that
Chargers play.
earlier today about the NFL conspiracy against the Raiders.
What do you mean?
Okay, so last week the Chargers played on Friday, right? The Raiders played
Okay.
on Sunday.
Yeah.
So the Chargers basically got an extra day of rest before they play us on Monday.
Yeah.
Well, we play on Monday night. Then we have to fly all the way to Washington on a short rest, right? Well, who's playing tonight?
The Packers and
And Washington.
I see what you mean. Like they
So
all having
basically,
all this rest.
Washington gets 4 days rest before they play
Yeah.
us, and it's the Raiders have the worst. It's a negative 19-day rest between opponents for the Raiders this year. So the Raiders have 19 days less rest against their opponents this year than any other team in the NFL.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I wouldn't expect anything less out of the NFL. But at the end of the day, as long as we go out there and win games, man, that's all that matters. And I feel like this is the right team that can do that. Now, I see a lot of people in the chat real quick about, okay, I guess quick thoughts, thoughts and prayers to Charlie Kirk. I don't know what your stance is on him and stuff like that. I seen the whole thing go down yesterday. It's sad. I think it's hella sad that what happened. No matter what you think about him, I didn't always agree with everything that he said, but to see a guy like that go down the way he did, especially in front of people while doing what he was doing, while he was doing something that he loved doing, I think it was crazy. And it's just sad because to me, I just think about the family. I think about the wife and kid because I have, my wife and kid at home, and just thinking about, oh, I'm working, I'm going out doing something, and then I ain't gonna come home. It's just crazy. But of course, that's just my thoughts on it, though. But I don't know if you want to say anything.
Well, I mean, the video is horrific, and it's
Oh
crazy.
yeah, because we were looking at it in the chat. Yeah.
Every other video like that, TikTok and Facebook are quick to take it down. Yesterday, nope. We'll keep showing you, and it's like you said, it's horrific that, and it's cowardly to take somebody out like that. And I don't know if you experience this, but as a content creator, I get threatened a lot.
Bro, for real.
I get DMs all the time. I just got it yesterday. Some Raider fan told me, "Hey, I'll be in your town if you want to see me." And I'm like, the argument's in your own head, dude. Like, I don't know why people take things so serious. I was trying to think of like remember like when we were kids, they used to say sticks and stones would break my bones, but words would never hurt me or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like now people just take the littlest things and go straight to heart with it. Like I was going to take my buddy to the game this weekend, and he goes, I don't want to go because he gets a lot of threats from Raider fans, and you know who he is. So he was.
Is he really? Is that really why he's not going?
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm not going to go after yesterday's events, and I was like, I mean, I can't.
I can't blame you.
Like, I mean, you've seen. I think I've seen showed you some of the text messages or DMs that I've gotten, and it gets serious. But I mean,
yeah,
it's just crazy the way that people do stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
because at the end of the day, like
you never know how they're thinking.
And at the end of the day, everybody has their own opinions and stuff like that. And just because you disagree with somebody, I feel like there's no reason for anybody to take somebody else's life. Whether there's a lot of conspiracy out there. I'm not really gonna get into all that, but just the person that he was, and then like you said, like we're content creators, so we deal with this all the time. And I know where your heart is at when you do your content. You just want to have fun, fuck around, and not take it seriously. And that's how I take my thing. Like I don't take this whole thing seriously, and I know people get on me sometimes when I'm like not too serious, or if I'm making like dumb jokes, like talking about Jimmy G and how I think he's the greatest quarterback in Raiders history, right? But it's all jokes to me, right? It's just jokes. But at the end of the day, there's some people out there that take stuff real literal, and at the end of the day, it just sucks to see things like this, and you don't want it to happen. And like I said, I know I've heard even Josh and a lot of other people get threats just off of what they think and how they feel about the team or other teams. Fitz with the way he makes his content. It was like, and you got like, there's people like from opposing teams that take those jokes like, okay, we all know we joking, we fucking around. But then there are other fans that be like, oh, when I see you, watch out. But you never know if you could take that seriously or not, because people could talk but not really do it in person. But then it only takes that one person to have some action, and then and that's why one thing, like I look at my content and I try to spread a lot of positivity as much as I can. Well, when I'm making fun of other teams, I'm just having fun with it. But I seen that situation yesterday, and it just sucks to see. Like I said, because I have a wife and daughter, so I wouldn't want anything to like bite me back in the ass just because of something I said, or if I was disrespectful to somebody else, or somebody disagreed with what I said, or vice versa. And especially like a week like this week, because us and Charger fans, we go back and forth all the time, and I know the jokes that I be making is like, we always clown on them for the rings, right? Because that's low hanging fruit for us, but it's fun because we know they'll react to it. Vice versa, they know they could get on the Raiders because of our history of losing, and we got dusty rings. But I still find that as the funniest, like comeback at our joke. It's like, just because our rings are old doesn't mean that we don't have rings, right?
Yeah.
But that's just my thing though. But yeah, I think it was a sad thing though. I just want to highlight it real quick because somebody brought it up in the chat. I forgot who it was. I think
No, I think
Thomas.
everybody was talking about it. So yeah, it's a big thing. And today's September 11th. Like if you grew up
Oh yeah,
at
9/11.
our age, like
Yeah, yeah,
we're like we've been through a lot as a country, and not to get political, but I mean it's just like you said, it's just sad. You never know what people are going
yes
through,
sir.
and,
Yeah,
and going through somebody's head, and it's it's pretty bad. Like I don't know. I
yeah,
was like I didn't know how to take it yesterday. Like I was watching it and I was just like, holy crap! Like not
bro.
just yeah, like just the fact that some like we're comfortable as a nation to just go out there and be like, you know what? I don't agree with somebody here. Boom, they're
Yeah,
gone.
no,
Uh,
I know.
it,
I yeah, I seen that. And I mean, I heard what happened, but I didn't see it until we started seeing those videos. And then I know in the chat we were seeing the different views, and I was like, "That's crazy." Even though I don't know if it was you or somebody else that slowed it down, and it was like that thing ricocheted off his like chest, right?
yeah, he had a bulletproof vest on, but it ricocheted off and then went through.
That's
But,
crazy.
but
Yeah, that's crazy. But of
yeah,
course, thoughts and prayers to his family, especially his wife and his kid for sure.
but that's the thing about like us being content creators, and to bring it back to us, is like people judge us off of a 8 minute video, or for me a minute and a half video, and they think that guy's an asshole, that guy's a jerk, he's cocky. Without even meeting you in person, they already hate who you are. And then, like I said, I love going to games with you because you and I start the day just joking and laughing, and we don't take anything too serious. Like it's funny.
Yeah,
We'll mess around with other fans if they're down with it, and we just love to just joke around. And I think
yeah,
once people start to see and meet us in person, it's a whole different thing. And but to be able to just you're gonna threaten something like if you don't like my video, or you don't like your video, or you don't like anybody's video that's online, this is it. That's all you have to do. It's just one finger, and you go to the
uh,
next video. Like
they,
you
they,
don't.
they got
Nobody forces you to watch this stuff.
they gotta let you know. They gotta let you know so you can see it, and they gotta say the most out of pocket things so you can react to it though. But yeah, I mean, like I said, thoughts and prayers, of course, and much respect to everybody else out there that does their own content and even opposing teams, because at the end of the day, it's f all other teams, but we all love the same game, and that's the game of football. Shout
Yeah.
out to Mike Valley in the chat, man. I see you up in here, Oos. Raider fans hating on other Raider fans. Yeah, that's always gonna be the weird one for me. Is that especially when people start talking about like they try to bring numbers and status and stuff like that. But that's why I always like. For me, I always look at things humbling, and I always say, what do you call it? Like I just do this as a fan. I'm a fan at the end of the day. I don't act like I know everything. I'm just here,
You
just
always tell me
chilling.
you're the biggest Samoan Raider fan.
I'm the number one. I'm the biggest Samoan. I don't know if I'm the biggest Samoan Raider fan, but
Yeah.
I'm a Samoan Raider fan though. But shout out to Lamonte for the $2 dough. Nation, baby. He says, hi, new to the chat, but is Jeanty a bust or not? I will easily say he's not a bust. Not we can't name him a bust just yet. I feel like a bust is we give him like max 3 years, and then if he doesn't look any better than he did in year one, then we could start thinking if it was a waste or not. But I don't think so. I think we still got a long season to go to figure out if he is or not. But what do you think about that, Jeanty? After this one game, do you think that he's a bust or no?
Nah, and he's not. He's not Trent Richardson running in the. There's a big old gap, and he's
Yeah,
going right into the back of some guy. Like, pause. But anyways,
yeah,
like there's no hole for him to find. Like he'll have to slow it down a little bit, and he acknowledge it and bounce it out a little bit. But no, I don't think he's a bust. But I mean, I took a lot of shit. You know that
yeah,
from when with my draft reaction for Jeanty, I
yeah,
said, why are we like, I took a lot of shit because I said we have no offensive line for a weapon like Jeanty, like, and we're taking it at number 6 overall. And after week 1, who was the top rated lineman in the whole NFL?
Oh, who was it?
Mimbu.
Oh, Membu, Armand Membu. Yeah, I
He
see
was
that.
taking one pick after Jeanty, it's just going to take time. Like this
Yeah,
is something that we knew when we drafted Jeanty that we had no offensive line, or we had a work in progress offensive line, and Jeanty's skills wouldn't be maximized because of the offensive line that we had.
yeah. No, yeah. Uh, I agree with you on that, Us. And it's gonna take some time. Like this offensive line is gonna be really huge. But if they don't block and if they struggle throughout the year, then it's gonna be tough to see Ashton Jeanty go out there and do his thing and look like the Ashton Jeanty from Boise State, because this is the NFL. Everything's much different in the NFL. But I'm not giving up hope on him. I know I spoke on it yesterday when I was on the podcast and stuff like that. But I like for me, we've seen, like, to me, I feel like we've seen Josh Jacobs with struggling offensive lines, have some pretty good games. But like I said, this is just one game, so that's why I don't want to overreact to just one game. If he goes out there week 2 and throws up 100 on the ground, then we'll be like, oh, okay, he's good again.
But isn't this what we're paying Chip Kelly $6 million for? Like to being the highest paid offense
Yeah,
coordinator. Like where you got the tape of the first game of what your offensive line struggles with. Now work with it and help your offensive line make those
yeah,
get out there and get Jeanty open some more. So I think the play calling will start to get there where you've seen where teams have shitty offensive lines, horrible offensive lines,
yeah.
and offensive coordinators are able to create plays to combat that just a little bit. So I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that, and I hope it happens this week. That's what I'm hoping for. Now, before we get into this next segment and talk about the Raiders and Chargers game and kind of go into that and what we think about this, quick shout out to the chat yet again, man. I see Free Thinker in here. Oos, when are you coming to Jamaica? I don't know, Oos. I would love to come to Jamaica one day. Halo says, glad that your mic is on today. I'm glad too. Lost Oakland in the building. Yes, sir. Oakland Raiders. Like, it'd be crazy. You know what'd be crazy is Raiders and Niners in the last battle of the Bay for the Super Bowls. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
I would love that though, honestly. I tell Charger fans, if our rings are so old, why is it taking so long for you to catch up? Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't get the whole argument with, oh, your rings are old. You were never alive, bro. Bro, God didn't even make Adam and Eve yet, and you guys still didn't get a ring. So I don't understand the whole that whole notion, because we still got one at the end of the day, man. Asher Jesse about to go off Monday night. Louis said, I hope so's. I prefer positive vibes over poison passion. Elroy, I agree with that too. I love positive, fun, just
If
vibes. You
say
know,
Jeanty has a game just like he did week 1,
yeah. Oh,
Oh my god! I like the people are gonna blow up like, and that bus label is gonna be thrown out there quick. Like we never give our guys the time to develop and get going. Like
Yeah.
in the NFL, you never know how good a team is till week 4, week 5, anyway. So these early season things, and like I said, the Chargers have a good run defense. Like it's not going to be easy to run against the Chargers this weekend.
For real though. I mean, if he gets in the end zone, I don't think anybody's going to be complaining, right?
If you get that's the saving grace that happened last week is he got a touchdown.
Yeah.
And that's like if he didn't have that touchdown last week, I
Oh,
think
if he didn't get that touchdown, it'll be a whole different story.
I think the hate would be out there even more.
Everybody would be on his ass right now.
But there were some good runs that he had
In the beginning of the game, yep.
And even that touchdown one where he was stopped and he kept going. So like to actually put like I don't think that like when you call somebody a bust, I think it has to be their overall ability and like you see that he has the ability to do something. He is a small guy, so there is some worry about how many hits he could take this season.
Yeah.
But I mean, the ability to be a good running back is there.
No, for sure. Let's get into this real quick. Oh. Okay, yeah. Real quick, because I got a super chat. Shout out to the Big Goose himself. Ashton Jeanty just came in the building, y'all, man. Let's go. Yes, sir.
Hey, I take back all the bad things I said. Jeanty,
you know what we said about you? Don't even worry about that. We got Ashton Jeanty in the building right now, man. But he only gave me $2 out of the $36 million that he made. But it's all good though. It's all good. He said, I came to Vegas for the Simone Raider podcast. Come on, man. Let's go. Talk about it. Yeah,
Simone Raider.
I appreciate it, Ashton. But thank you for the $2 donation, man. I'm not really worried about Ashton Jeanty, but like I said, I mean, if he has the same week that he did last week and don't come away with the touchdown this week, then of course you're gonna see a lot of those Raider fans with picket signs. So it's gonna be crazy. Wilson about to have
Jeanty sign like the fire
Jeanty
or the higher AP signs like that guy's gonna come out again.
Oh, what's his name? Vegas Ralph. Damn, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. We got another super chat in the building real quick. Let me get onto it before we get into this next segment. Shout out to Raider Jimmy Barbecue. This thing's not popping up. Yes, sir. My neck and my back. Allegiant has to be blacked out on Monday Night Football after rest. I think so. Right now, with how it's looking and with all the ticket sales and stuff like that, it seems like Raidernation is going to show out, and rightfully so. This is what I said before too. I said Raider fans are going to show up as long as they got a winning product or something that they believe in on the field. We've seen it before, time and time again. If the Raiders are losing, this ain't Oakland. People are not going to come over here and pay hard-earned money to come to a stadium that costs a lot more than going to Oakland. So I totally understand that point. But right now, with how the team is sitting, with Pete Carroll coaching and the coaches that he's bringing over here and just coming off of a win like we did last week, and then going into Monday Night Football, of course, there's going to be a lot of Raider fans there. And I'm excited, dudes. I just hope that we come away with that W like we usually do. Last year was the first time we ever lost in Allegiant Stadium against the Chargers. So hopefully we come away with that W. But I think for sure it's going to be blacked out on Monday night. And speaking of the Chargers, and speaking of this game coming up, Boost, Monday Night Football, Raiders, Chargers. Tell me how you feeling, Nusa. What you're looking forward to in this game?
I think it's going to be another hard-fought battle. Like, another battle of the rookie running backs, right? They got Hampton.
Oh, yeah, Martin Hampton, yeah.
So this is the second week that the Raiders are seeing another rookie running back. Hampton's he's a big dude. Pause. But
no pause.
I think this receiver core is better, so our secondary is going to be tested a little bit more. You saw, I don't know, and like even Pete Carroll came out and said that he thinks it was a mirage last week that they had Justin Herbert throwing so much because if you know they want to run the ball just like we want to run the ball. But both of these defenses are set up to stop the run. Denzel Perryman, the former Raider, it looks like he might not play this week. He was out. He got injured last week, so that's a little bit of plus. But they have a very good defense. Our team is basically the Chargers from last year. We got an experienced head coach trying to set a system, but with no depth. That's basically what the Chargers were last year. We're just a year behind the Chargers on building it. So this is a good gaugement. But we, like you said, last year we lost to the Chargers twice. Week 1 and then late in the season. Week 1, we were there. I think in both games we were there with them. Besides Minshew throwing the ball 50 yards backwards in the first game.
Yeah, true.
But we hung with them, and I want to. That's what I want to see this week. I want to see how the Raiders are able to compete, and that's the difference. I think we're going to see in this year's team that we've seen in the last 2 years is we're going to hang in games in these tough games that people are going to write us off on going into, but we're going to be right there until the end, and that's what we expect from this team is to fight each and every down and not give
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I mean that's the main thing that Pete Carroll's been preaching all offseason long is competing, right? And that's all I'm expecting this year out of this team is to compete in every single game and come down to the last quarter, the last whistle, and just having a chance to win this game. And that's what we did last week. And the biggest thing for me that I constantly bring up over and over and over again is the fact that we made second half adjustments last week because we know the old Raiders who's when we go down, we stay down. And when we have a lead in the first half, like Josh McDaniels did, like when we had Josh McDaniels here in that first year and that second year, bro, we would have leads in the first half and then go in the second half and throw up a dud and lose the games plenty of times. Oos. So a game like this where the momentum was shifted, and it was a game of momentum, Oos. Like if you really think about it, the Raiders came out swinging until Geno Smith threw that interception. The momentum shifted over to the Patriots side, and they had all the momentum going into half. Once Drake May threw that interception in the third quarter, to my cousin Isaiah pull him out. Then the momentum shifted right back to us, and then we just kept that. We kept our foot on the pedal the whole time, and that's what you love to see. And this is going to be a big game. It's going to be a lot of competition out there in all facets of the game. So, like you said, I just feel like just going into this game, as long as they compete and give this team a chance, I think we could come out of this one with a W. Especially with the Raidernation rocking and with all of us bringing that energy over there, it's going to be really, really fun. Now, shout out to Joe, 2 Nation. He says, what game are you guys going to be attending this year? Now, I'll speak for myself. I think I'm going to be at all the home games for the main reason I'm just doing a lot more content this year. So I'll be at all the home games in LA. That's the only games that I have on my calendar that I will be. But Joe, I don't know about you. What's your situations like and what games you're planning to attend?
I try to attend as many as I can, but like at home games as I can. And like you said, LA is an easy one to go to. I really don't go to their away games. But yeah, most of the home games I try to, unless I got something going on that just keeps me away from there. Um, but yeah, and then somebody brought up our defensive line in the comments, and that does have to be. There was a tale of two halves in this
Yeah.
game. Something clicked in the second half where our defensive line went nuts, and they got 4 sacks, and we got to see Malcolm Kuntz get his. Max Crosby got his. Your boy Jonah Lalu got his, and then
Yes,
who am I
sir.
missing? I'm missing one on the other one. I forget who it was, but they all four
Yeah.
got their sacks, which was what we needed, right? And that's the defensive line that we want to see start the game. We want to see you come out there and or Tyree Wilson had a sack. That's what it was.
Yeah, Tyree.
We,
Yep.
we want to see you guys come out there. We want to see that defensive line switch it up, and I think that's the big. And I was on a Chargers show last night, and we were talking about it, and they were like, "Well, we don't have to worry about Max Crosby." And I was like, they were saying something. I go, "You didn't watch the game then, huh?" Last week between the Raiders, I go, "Because Max Crosby isn't just standing on the end no more. He was in the middle. Tyree Wilson
He
was
was
in
in
the middle.
coverage too. They had him in coverage too. I was surprised with that
Well,
too.
that's how he got his sack was in the coverage when he dropped back in coverage.
Oh
That's
yeah, you're
where they
right.
got
Yep,
the sack.
yep. Yeah, you're right.
So they're moving these guys around on that defensive line and causing some mismatches. When you can get Max Crosby on a guard, I'll take that all day. Like here's what I don't want to see, and this might be what we see on Monday night, is just a game of sacks. Like we get 4 sacks, the Chargers get 4 sacks, and both offensive lines are just getting dominated. That would be a boring game for us. I mean, but like a low scoring game, but that could be something that we do see.
Man, I would love to see a I would love to see a high scoring game like the great Aiden O'Connell put together. It was 63 on a head, you know what I mean? It'd be crazy. I think Accelerator has a good point. He says his honest prediction is Raiders 55, Chargers 10, Geno will be 36 for 36. And I think that's really possible if you really think about this team and this offense and what Geno Smith is able to do. Is, like you said before, they try to write him off, but he never wrote back. So I think he's not going to write back for a while. And I feel like this is going to be a game that we could throw up 50 points. If we're being
Yeah,
honest, right?
and I think that's very unbiased opinion of
Very
Accelerator.
unbiased, Deuce.
I don't see any reason for him to like just bullshit us and throw some like stuff out there. Like that right there, 55-10 and 36 of 36, like is very reasonable that it could
Hella
happen.
reasonable. Yeah. I see it too. Uh, Ed Un, I don't know if I said it right. He says, "Is Brock good to go?" We don't know. We both have a good feeling that he's going to be there and ready to go week 1. I mean, on Monday Night Football, but it's up in the air right now. He's 50-50, but I feel like the team's definitely going to try to keep him on there.
I want to say his name is
Yes, sir. Going to the Broncos game December, better be there. Oos. If it's in Vegas, I'm gonna be there. Because not like I said, this is my full-time job now, so I'm gonna be there at every single game. Let's go. But I wanted to ask you a question. I did something with Fitz yesterday, but I want to ask you and see where your thought process is. Unbiasedly, like as unbiased as possible. After week 1's matchup, after week 1's performances from all the quarterbacks, where do you rank the AFC West quarterbacks from 4 to 1? Unbiasedly, and
like
then chat. Well, my bad.
physical ability, or like the whole, like everything together, or what are we talking
Like
about?
just the performance in general. You put a lot into it. Like going to week 2, where do you rank the AFC West quarterbacks off their performance?
Well, after week 1, like it sucks, but you would have to put Justin Herbert the way he played as number 1, Geno Smith number 2,
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes number 3, and then of course Bo Nix would be number 4. But if you looked at the overall game, and they said that Geno had a tight hamstring last week, so maybe that
Yeah,
caused him, because there were some times where I was like, "Run, Geno!" Like he should have took off running.
I seen that.
And I think that's what if you go by week 1 performance, that's what puts Justin Herbert over Geno just a little bit, is because dude had wheels last week, like against Kansas City. Like I was like, that's not the same Justin Herbert that we're used to.
Yeah, I think the air just a little bit different over there in Brazil. Maybe, who knows? It's gonna be a matchup. It's gonna be a challenge for this team. So I'm hoping that we could contain him some way somehow. Shout out to, let me see, I seen it in the chat right now. Accelerator says, "I didn't grow up around Samoans. Do they call white dudes oos to oos?" We call everybody oos. It's not like other things where you can't call everybody a certain name. But for us, everybody's an oos. Oosette, whatever. But Simone Raider, we have to link up going to the Charger game. I'll be there. Elroy, I'll be there. But back to your ranking. I think it's pretty solid. It's funny because yesterday, I don't know if you watched our podcast, but Fitz had he went Patrick Mahomes number 4, Bo Nix number 3, Geno number 2, and then Herbert number 1. And I was like, "You put Bo Nix over Patrick Mahomes?" He said he lost. I said, "Bo Nix played a horrible game last week." But so me, I try to be as unbiased. I think mine is almost the same as yours, Zeus. 4 has got to be Bo Nix. Horrible game. I mean, that defense saved them. And I think if there's anything I'm worried about with the Broncos, is that defense for sure. But Bo Nix 4, Patrick Mahomes 3, Justin Herbert 2, and then Geno Smith number 1. But I'm just trying to be unbiased as possible. That's just my thing, though. Because
Matt, I don't know if you see that comment. Matt said, "Isn't Geno really good indoors?"
he is.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah.
So but there's a small sample size, so we're kind of blowing up a small sample size of it. Outdoors, in 36 games, Geno Smith had 43 touchdowns, 31 interceptions, and an 89.7 passer rating. I think this is all with the Seahawks, right? Or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the 14 games that he played indoors for the Seahawks, 30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and a 110 passer rating. So that's what they're saying. When he's indoors, he's a lot better passing.
Oh, okay. I ain't know that. At all. But I knew that he was always better indoor, though. That's what I heard. And good thing for us, we got an indoor stadium, so it's gonna be a lot of good games from him. I mean, that's why I was hella surprised with what he did outdoors in the rain. 362, and it seemed like a chill it seemed like a chill 362 because I didn't really think that he had over 300 yards yet. And for the Raiders, it's been a while since we had a quarterback that could throw for over 300 yards.
Well, I want to say we only played 4 games that are outdoors this year. We already played one that was in New England.
What's
We
the
played
Washington, right?
Washington next week. Kansas City and Denver will be the only two.
And then, well, half with SoFi Stadium.
It's because SoFi Stadium is considered an outdoor stadium. Like, remember that year? A couple. I don't know if you were there a couple of years ago, but we went there and they had like a rain
A
thunderstorm
thunderstorm.
inside, and they delayed the game. It's like nobody in the stadium's wet. Like, this is crazy.
Oh, they because I think they were trying to be careful because you never know if the thunderstorm is going to come in sideways, right? Like make it like a little turn inside. But hey, SoFi. Hey, I will say SoFi is definitely one of the worst stadiums in the NFL. No matter how new it is, um, I got my
Oh,
boy.
somebody said Philly's outdoor. I forgot we gotta go. Oh, we've been to Philly. That was a nice
Oh
one.
yeah, yeah, we've been to. Oh yeah, we've been to Philly. It was for WrestleMania.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Thunder. Yeah, the Thunder delay. That game was. That game was crazy. Oh man, speaking of thunderstorms, man, go Power Raiders. Trying to call
Hey,
me
was
right
that
now.
John Gruden's last game? The Thunder delay one? It might have been.
No, 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 no. His last game was the Bears game.
Okay, because that was I know the Raiders were like undefeated going in, and the Chargers had like one loss, so it was like right around that same time.
Yeah, no, for sure. So the last thing I want to talk about after this game, Moose, and something I want to kind of highlight real quick because I love the story of the underdogs, and of course the Raiders are going into this game as the underdogs, and according to a lot of analysts out there, we got to see their picks, Moose, and the Raiders, surprisingly, are total underdogs, 9 out of 10. MJD, Maurice Jones-Drew, of course, showing a little bit of love to the Raiders. But what do you think about this? For me, I'll speak first. I love being the underdog. I like when people try to count us out because I feel like that's when we do the best. It's when you put a lot of hype and a lot of expectation on us is when things start going downhill. But a lot of people have us losing this game, and do you feel like they're rightfully so, or that they fun to eat their words? Zeus?
Well, I think last week 2 of these people, Gordon and at home or whatever, they had the Raiders winning. Everybody else had the Raiders losing. So you got to take. I don't even know who some of these people are, to be honest with you. Like I recognize some of them, but like the rest of them, like who are they? Shout out to the Raiders social media team. I don't know if they got some new people in there, but there were some good videos that came out after the game with these picks and stuff.
Oh, what did they say again? I forgot. Let me see if I can find it.
But I mean, just basically throwing shade at them. Like, but I don't know. Look. I want the Raiders to win. There's a lot of aspects that can go in that are going to pump the Raiders up. The first home game, Monday night, Pete Carroll's birthday, like we said. There's a lot of things and a division game that's going to pump the Raiders up, and you're going to play a little higher than you are. I don't know if the Raiders are there yet. I don't know if our depth is there to carry us through this game and be able to stop them. I mean, if the Raiders pull this game off, you and I are going to be jumping up and down and celebrating like crazy.
Hell yeah, who's
And it's easy for me to get easy likes and easy content if I just say, yeah, the Raiders are going to win. I can say that 17 times a year, and everybody likes my video. I don't think the Raiders win this game.
Oh man, here goes the fake fan and Joe.
Yeah,
This is
I'm
the
a
this.
Charger fan already, so you can just say that. But
He's-
I would say like 23-20, 27-23. Like it's going to be a close game. It's going to come down to wire. And there's some things that could go the Raiders' way, but I don't know if we're there yet. But it depends on how hyped the Raiders come out and play this game.
yeah. Hey, chat. Boo this man over here.
Here comes the death threats again.
Boo this man. No, I'm just joking. I respect it. And I'm the same way too. But I don't know. I have a good feeling about this game. I have a good feeling that the Raiders will win this game. So, well, we'll see. It's gonna be a fun one, Oos. We'll be there Monday Night Football. When are you getting into town, Oos?
I'm coming in Sunday.
Oh, so day before. So you finna party it up at the Black Hole Party, huh?
Nah, well, I don't know if you. I'm gonna go play poker with some of the alumni.
Oh, is that Go-Go's thing?
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna take my wife over to the to go watch the Wizard of Oz
Oh,
Sphere.
oh, at the Sphere. When? Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday night.
Damn, shit is expensive. No,
Hey, I've seen your paychecks.
full paycheck, Zeus.
And then Monday night, like Monday, I don't know. Like Monday is like the game don't start till 7 o'clock on Monday. That's the crazy part.
Bro, we got to get together and do some content news. But
Well,
so these are the events that I know of, y'all. Let me take off the screen right here. So these are the events that I know of this weekend. If you guys are coming to Las Vegas, coming to the game, of course, you guys are gonna see yours truly at the game and Joe Marley as well. But I believe tomorrow, Friday, they're having the grand opening of the Black Hole store at Golden Nugget or something like that. That's what I heard. I don't know if I'll be there. Saturday, there's gonna be the player signing. Trey Tucker, Dylan Lowby is gonna be over here, presented by League of Bandits and Josh Jacopetti. And then Sunday we got the party, the night before party, hosted by the Black Hole and Raiders Crusaders and Joe Morley. And then I mean Joe Morley be collabing with them, so let me take your ticket, Oos. No, I was joking. No, but we got that the night before party, and then the day of. I hear that there's gonna be a photo opportunity. You could take a picture with the fans, the Raider, the diehard super fans, and the Power Ranger dude. You could take a picture with him at the stadium on Monday at 1 p.m. Bro,
okay, so and the March to Victory. I wish they would change that name. I really wish they would change the name. But
there we
you have the March to Victory at 4 p.m., which I think is pretty cool. Like to be able to get with all the fans and walk across the bridge is something that's pretty cool. I just wish they would change the name of the March to Victory.
What would you change it to if you had to decide?
March to Battle, or just when you put March to Victory, like if another team was doing this, and like if say the Niners were doing this,
Yeah,
and they march to the stadium and they lose, I'd be making so much fun of them, like videos after videos. Like,
it's different this year. It's gonna be different this year. Hey,
yeah,
we had a lot of March to. I don't know. I don't want to say, but it was a lot of losses last year. I would say at home, and it was tough. we
but it
still,
is, if you haven't experienced the March to Victory, I kind of recommend it. At least do it once,
yeah,
and get out there and see what it's all about, because they got the band playing, they got the signs playing, and sometimes they have like a celebrity guy out there. Like I think Charles Woodson did last year.
yeah,
So it depends on who they got out there, but it's worth doing it one time. I think it
yeah.
is.
I don't know who they have him. Maybe Mr. Fitz. Who knows? That'd be a good one. Just to see him walk across the bridge.
I just feel it's the only time my fat ass exercises. So
Bro, yeah, that's just it's crazy. But no, yeah, the March to Victory. They got the photo opportunity that day. Woodson Whiskey's doing something at Mandalay Bay too before the game, and of course, you guys can find me at Jayla. I'll be at Jayla. I don't know about Joe, but I'll be there shooting a lot of content before I get to go into the game. So it's gonna be pretty cool, and of course, the game's gonna start, and hopefully, we leave that stadium with the W, and we're all feeling good about it, man. But
yeah,
that being said, Us, appreciate you coming on the shows. This was the second live episode that I've done of, well, this is the fourth overall episode that I've done of Samoan Raider live show. So appreciate Joe for coming on. Let the people know where they can find you if they haven't followed you already.
D Joe Morley on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I got to get my YouTube going, but
Yeah.
there you go.
Yes, sir. So, that being said, of course, you guys can find me on all social media you guys can find me on all social media platforms at Samoan Raiders. So until next time, man, we are